You're listening to The Scrimmage with Daniel Hargrove and Justin Domashevitz.
So I brought in a special guest to help me with the next segment, which is the Ole Penn Real Estate Athlete of the Week. This special guest that I've brought in will be able to give great insight into our Athlete of the Week because he has played baseball with him and against him before in Little League. Okay, now we are technically about a week late on this because this game happened last Saturday, but the Peterson Rock Drillers won Montesano Little League Juniors Division Championship with a 12-3 victory led by their starting pitcher, Skylar Bove. So this week's Ole Penn Real Estate Athlete of the Week is Skylar Bove for what he did I think it was Friday. Last Friday, we were at this game, so a lot of this I'm just remembering off the top of my head. But Skylar Bove for the Peterson Rock Drillers after what was kind of a shaky first inning with some walks and some errors as well that led to 3 unearned runs being scored, and the Drillers were down 3-1 almost right off the bat. Skylar settled down. He trusted his defense as his head coach, Steve Bove, who you have played for, Peyton, pointed out to me that he really trusted his defense. We focused really hard on making sure that he just threw strikes and that he didn't feel like he had to do it on his own, and his defense came through for him. Skylar, after that first inning, pitched 5 scoreless. He threw 88 pitches in the game, had 6 strikeouts, only allowed 4 hits, and all 3 runs were unearned. Also at the plate, Skylar had 3 walks and 3 runs scored, but when he actually got to swing the bat, he was 1 for 1 with a double that went all the way to the fence. So, and I think it was an RBI double as well. But anyway, he had a double that was just a rocket shot at Vesey Field, which is a full-size high school field. It went all the way out to the fence. So I guess let's start with this, Peyton. You were at the game. What did you think about Skylar's performance that made him so unstoppable, that made him pitch so well for that last 5 innings?
I mean, he was throwing a lot of strikes and hitting the good spots in the strike zone to where it's hard to hit it and get a good read on it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
The most.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest thing. Not only just throwing strikes, but locating strikes, managing to keep the ball down in the zone. That's one thing we focused on with our pitchers a lot. So, Peyton, you know Skylar pretty well. Why did you smile like that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so you know Skylar pretty well. You've played a lot of sports with him. We've been on the same team as Skylar a few times, and we've also been opposing Skylar a few times. So can you remember anything back from when you were a hitter in Little League playing against Skylar?
I remember that I would hate it when he would throw curveballs, even though you could always tell that he did it, because he did that thing in his glove where he'd put his elbow up.
Uh-huh.
But I just couldn't hit it anyways, even though I knew it was coming. I hated that.
So from a young age, Skylar's been able to throw, I guess it's a Little League curve. What do we call it? The McGillicuddy? McGillicuddy. So it's a curve ball that doesn't require you to snap your wrist sideways, so it doesn't put extra torque on the parts of your arm that it's bad for Little Leaguers to throw. But Skylar has, as long as I can remember, maybe even...
He's always had some kind of off speed.
Yeah,
pocket.
Even when he was maybe 10 or so.
Yeah.
I think he's been able to throw a changeup. He developed, in addition to the changeup, he's got the cutty, and he's got 2 different kinds of fastballs, a 2-seam and a 4-seam. When you were younger, you played on all-star teams with Skylar, and I got to coach one of them. It was really fun. That would have been the 11-year-old year.
Yeah.
And you guys finished in second. Do you remember much from that tournament or what was fun about it?
I remember it was nice to be all as a team with the people you know really well.
Yeah.
And also that it was nice we were doing really well. And spirits were high and stuff. Pitchers were pitching well. Fielders were fielding well. It was just all going pretty good.
Yeah. And I know just from all the time, full disclosure, I've known Skylar Bove for a really long time. His dad, Steve, who's also the coach, is a good friend of mine. Steve said Skylar had his best performance of the season in this championship, But I've really enjoyed getting a chance to know Skylar over the last several years, and not only being able to see how he's developed as an athlete, because in addition to being a pitcher and a good hitter on their baseball team, and he plays lots of travel ball, he also has been the quarterback or one of the quarterbacks on the football team since third grade or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's when Peyton started playing, was in third grade, and Skylar's always actually, I think that he played quarterback on their flag football team when he was like 5, but we weren't there for that. But it's been really really fun to watch Skylar's development and see how he was able to get to this point as an athlete, to where, you know, he can be the guy, he can be the pitcher. You can throw him out on the mound and know that he can respond to the pressure. Well, I'll just say, we'll wrap up this segment. Skylar Bove, congratulations. You led your team to the championship, not only on the mound, but also at the plate. You are the Ole Penn Real Estate Athlete of the Week.